So, welcome. I'm Keith Luck, President of CIMA this year, 2014 to 15, and I'm here with Charles Tilley, Chief Executive of CIMA. And we've just completed really a full day's council meeting. I want to take you through the highlights of that. I really ought to just thank all the council members for giving up a full day, rather unusually for council. But Charles, we start with some really strong news around the management accounting principles.
Yeah, so we have been working on the management accounting principles for some considerable time now. We launched a consultation in February, had over 400 responses, and are now in the position to be able to actually launch the final version of the management accounting principles. And these are very much about what does a good management accounting function look like. Our objective is that this should be the standard for what a good management accounting function looks like, supporting business success. And so today, Council was being asked to approve these principles for publication, and it was very much a final fatal flaw review, because prior to this they'd had various views of the principles, and obviously our technical committee had been working through as well.
Terrific. And I'm looking forward to taking them off with me in a couple of weeks' time to Toronto for the Innovation Conference. But the real meat of today's council meeting was looking at our joint venture with the AICPA. It has been successful so far, hasn't it, Charles?
Yeah, I mean, it's been really successful. We've had very significant success in terms of AICPA members becoming CGMAs. It's now over 45,000, which is actually over the target that we had at this stage. And that has two benefits. Firstly, it's widening the overall pool or number of CGMAs around the world, something very very positive. But in particular, it's raising the understanding of management accounting in the US, and our differentiation and the differentiation of management accounting throughout the world. So I think it really is very focused upon member value to employers in terms of overall a global designation, and something which we see as being very attractive to future members as well.
But the other strategic item was just updating the strategy 2015 to 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah, and this was just a pre-runner to the actual annual plan for 2015 being brought forward to Council in December, and was therefore just to make sure that Council was happy with the overall direction of what we're planning to do, which is about a focus on the important partnerships, which includes the joint venture, monetising our intellectual property, very much focusing on how can we strengthen further the CIMA and the CGMA community, more advocacy, and in particular strengthening and promoting the global management accounting principles, and of course what is really important to us, and ultimately the key thing we do, which is the focus on student progression to increase the membership.
And then, as people were in a workshop environment already, we did some work on the customer charter, or really what's being called the customer promise. This is something, Charles, that the staff and everybody here at CIMA had already gone through, so we thought it was a really good idea to take Council through exactly the same process, so that absolutely everybody in the organisation, top to bottom, Council and staff, have a say in what our customer promise for the organisation will be.
Yeah, so the intention is that we will end up with a customer promise, which is something which is shared between Council and all of the staff, so there's a common understanding of what good customer service looks like. And that's both, when we're talking about customers, it's both thinking about it from a member, student and employer perspective, i.e. the external looking at this important issue, but also very importantly also what does it mean from an internal perspective. And the key issues that were coming through there were really about making sure that what we're doing is what the customer's looking for. There's complete accountability, and we are delivering the customer needs supporting their success. And we will, as I say, come back with a final version of that pretty shortly.
And talking of coming back with final versions, we brought the final report of CIMA's governance work that the Executive Committee have been doing. I chair Executive Committee, so effectively under my leadership over the last 6 months or so.
Yeah.
And the results around that, significant piece of work, but our governance structure is sound and fit for purpose. Council agreed a number of enhancements, 19 recommendations in all, some of which is around communication. So us doing this video is a very tangible way that we said we would implement some of these recommendations immediately. A little bit more work to do on roles and responsibilities and define what the honorary officer roles are. It became a little bit more of a normal council meeting after lunch, but we always start off, Charles, with you giving us a report on really where we are on a number of measures on our scorecard.
And so in general we're making good progress. It is a very competitive environment, and so we're having to work even harder than I would say we might have done in previous years to address that challenge. But I think that's a good thing. It's good for the good in terms of the service to the employer, and it's very good in terms of supporting the members and students. And as I say, we're generally on track. We also talked about some of the most recent thought leadership that we've issued. In particular, there's some work with Tomorrow's Company on business success and supporting integrated reporting and promoting the business case for that. Coming up in next month is what I'd term the Accountancy Olympics. It's IFAC, the International Federations of Accountants World Congress. It happens every 4 years. We have a significant involvement in that, particularly as the imperial sponsors. And talking about IFAC, the International Federation of Accountants, we've had 4 nominations this year. All of those have been accepted, which is great, so that we have new members on their Professional Accountants and Business Committee, which is very relevant to us. Also the Ethics Committee and Developing Nations and so forth. So that's very, very powerful. And we also talked about the fact that we've launched our shared services certificate, which we expect to be something which is very important to service providers and outsourcing companies. So we're very pleased about that as well. So in general, good progress, but as I say, a competitive environment, one where we have to work increasingly hard.
And I was really pleased to hear that we've been given the official stamp of approval now, that our qualification is equivalent to a master's degree. And in terms of our brand and our differentiation, council members were very excited by that. Lots going on, as you've just described, before we get back together for our end of calendar meeting in December. So on December the 12th, we should be doing a further update.
We certainly will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.